Welcome, Toastmasters. I am Elaine, and I'm going to be showing you how to navigate pathways to get from the first lesson onto the second lesson so that you can actually complete level 1 of your pathway. First thing we're going to do is go to Pathways tab here. The drop-down menu will see Access My Path through Basecamp. So I'm going to click on that. It will take me to the Pathways Learning Experience. There's 3 things to look at. Choosing your path, which I'm assuming if you're finishing lesson 1, you've chosen your path. The navigator gives you some information, but the main one you're going to use most of the time is this Access My Path through Basecamp. Mine says select your club. I belong to more than one club, so yours probably just has your club name here. You're going to click this Log In as a Member. Now, you don't really log in. You don't have to add any additional sign-on information. It automatically takes you to the Pathways page. Here's the Pathways page, and here are your navigation options. Your badge is where you can see your rewards, feedback if you've uploaded reviews, and most importantly, your education transcript. The other thing is they have this nice shortcut to your education transcript, and as you get further along, you'll get suggested education that comes up in this box. And that's where I ended up with the Pathways and Mentor program and some other things. And my path eventually disappeared, and I had to find it back under here, my education transcript. But for now, this is the main thing that's going to show up here. Open curriculum. In my visionary communicator, this is my path. It will take you right to where you are. I'm at level 5. So it took me right to level 5. It knows these are all complete. But for you, you're here at level 1. You finished your icebreaker speech, you've gotten your evaluation, and you can't quite figure out how to get from the icebreaker into evaluation and feedback, step 2, or lesson 2, as I like to call it. So to show you exactly what to do, I'm going to go back to mine because I'm at step 1, lesson 1 in level 5. And when I hit launch, it's going to take me to the last place I visited here as well. And because I've looked at this a couple times today, I'm not exactly sure what is going to show up, so we'll see when it finally loads. I'm sorry for the quality of this video. I do not have a screen capture software, which is what I need to get if I'm going to continue to do this type of teaching or training or mentoring. But for now, this will work. Okay, this took me to my evaluation, and this might be exactly where you show up at when you come back, because more than likely you have printed your evaluation resource so the person that is evaluating your speech can evaluate you. If you print your project, this actually gives you a PDF of all the slides and things, or maybe not everything, but most of what you've experienced going through the different slides, working through this. Some other things in here, you can go to this bottom tab and you can go to any step on the lesson that you want to revisit. This one here, your assignment, is useful because it goes over exactly what the purpose is and the things that you have to do to complete this lesson or this part of the level. And if you see, I had to develop a vision and present it to a club meeting in a 5 to 7 minute speech. I also then had to figure out how I was going to bring my vision to fruition and deliver another 5 to 7 minute speech. So I had to do 2 speeches. Additionally, I had to submit signed project completion form to the Vice President of Education. That's because in order to develop my vision, I had to work through what my vision was. So they gave me a worksheet to do that. Then to figure out the steps that I would use to bring my vision to fruition, I had 3 more additional worksheets to work through, which were very useful, and you need to do them because they really do help. They guide you to where you need to be. So you complete your assignment and you're here. You organize, you talk to your VP of Ed, you get scheduled for your speech, you give your speech. You've got your evaluation resources, and this is where you end, and you're like, okay, how do I get past this? Well, immediately the next step is assess your skills after. I understand the guidelines for developing a vision. Yes, I got that. I organized important information about my vision into a simple, easy to follow format. Yep, I got that. I worked through all the worksheets. I'm confident when I'm presenting my vision to an audience. That went fabulous. Everybody loved my speech. I communicate the value of my vision. Yes, I do. I can explain actionable steps to achieve the desired vision. I wish I could do better at this, so I'm going to give myself a 4, even though some people say I've got this down. And I recognize how this project applies to my life outside of Toastmasters. Absolutely, because the whole point of this is to be where I am after. You have to go through these, assess your skills after to get to finalize this level. You have to hit the submit button. If you hit this arrow, it's not going to be the same. You have to submit this. And here you'll see before and after what your results are. Hit this arrow, forward arrow, and see, congratulations, you have completed this project. You're now ready to advance to the next project on your path. There's nowhere else to go here. So you need to X out of this screen. So just close the screen, because this is that separate screen that shows up that shows you the training. And immediately, now that I have finished it, it says evaluate. You see there's a little check mark here, and it has taken it to the evaluate stage. The evaluation is an option for you to tell Toastmasters what you thought of the path. At this point, you need to tell your VP of Education, hey, I finished this. I have her on my cell phone and I text her, hey, I just put in my level 1, or my level 5, lesson 1, will you approve it? She has to approve it, or he has to approve it before you can move on to the next one. And that's how you move on to the next one. If I text her right now, she can, and she may have already launched it, but I'll come back in just a few minutes as soon as she approves it and show you what happens next.